let's start the Not So Live feed. Buddy, it is Friday. It's a Friday. I don't know what Friday it is. We took a week off because why not? That's what we do. But we have come back for this week's show with a lot of gaming news, a little bit of movie news, and really only one thing like noteworthy in the Wrestling 3 count. So I guess it's the Wrestling 1 count this week. But without further ado, if editing works, something funny.
What half an hour of being bored in Minnesota will do. Oh, that was so much fun.
I hope that worked, but you know, I gotta test something. Otherwise, there might be a link for it, because the whole thing will get up on the page a little bit later. Also, we have something new this week. There's something new. Stay tuned. But gaming news coming right now. We have many things to go over. We have 5 things, 5 articles. That's more than we normally do. And I guess we'll just start from the bottom here. Dead by Daylight is seeing a new villain, new level, new boss, whatever you want to call it, inspired by Saw. The pig-headed killer is going to be capturing victims inside of the butcher. I can't even think of the name of it right now. Essentially, a butcher's plant. We'll call it that. And one of the cool things seen in the Spotlight trailer is, as the killer, you'll even be able to put the reverse bear traps on people's heads that can trigger if somebody leaves, if certain events happen, essentially instant killing people. So that's kind of cool. And as you see right there, David Tapp, if you know the series, they announced he's going to be a bonus survivor. David Tapp is the detective from the first movie and the first game. I had to think if he wasn't in any of the other movies. I think he dies. Spoiler: he dies in the video game, but he's played by Danny Glover, and not so much in this. But yeah, he's going to be a bonus character, much like how the Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger DLC had a bonus character. This one's going to do the same, so it'll be interesting to see if they continue with that down the road. I still haven't played it yet. I've heard nothing but good things. I haven't picked it up yet. I'll find time. Maybe, I don't know. In other video gaming news, Foxnet T, the studio that essentially works on a lot of the 20th Century Fox video games, they do a lot of the theme park stuff. They have acquired a new studio called Cold Iron, and their first project is reported to be a game set in the Aliens universe. Now, the studio's known for shooters with a big focus on multiplayer, so it'll be interesting to see if they're going to be doing something on that lines, or if this is going to be a first-person shooter, hopefully better than Colonial Marines. I still really want to see another Alien Isolation. That game was awesome, but Aliens vs. Predators is still really good on the PC, and then they did another version of it on console, which was okay. But more Aliens stuff. It'll be very interesting with that reported, because, you know, Disney kind of owns Fox now, and yep, the mouse in the house. He's slowly running everything. Next up in our video gaming news, God of War. Give me one moment. In God of War news, it has been announced that the game has an official date. It is April 20th. We will be getting God of War. They have also announced a collector's edition, as you can see pictured there, for $150. Notably, it's coming with a statue of Kratos and his son. It will also come with some in-game content, themes, you know, the usual spiel. But the only thing you won't get in that collector's edition, you will not be getting any Blades of Chaos, so you're gonna have to buy these yourself. Next in our fun world of video game news, Nintendo news, because, you know, that's something I don't cover too often. Nintendo Labo, however you want to pronounce that, has been announced. Essentially, based on everything I can see, it's like a cardboard thing. It's like DIY project. You build things with like cardboard like a little keyboard there, little ant critters, and it'll interact with your Switch controllers and the Switch itself. I could see this being really good for kids and, you know, the younger audience. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that. It's just, it's something different, but it's Nintendo. It sounds about right. So, gonna go to an oldie but a goodie. It seems that Rockstar has recently filed like a renewal of a trademark that they own. Do you know what it is? It's Manhunt. Now, this could be just them trying to, you know, make sure they retain the rights to it if they ever decide to do another project on this series. Nothing that's been confirmed. We already know they are doing the new Red Dead Redemption, whatever it's called. They're going to be doing Red Dead Redemption 2, I think. They're rumored to be working on a new Bully, but a new Manhunt. It was an event that they did a while ago in Grand Theft Auto Online where you could actually acquire the mask that I have worn here before. I would be wearing it now to do this article normally, but, you know, we just had that other thing, so we don't need two in the same show. We don't. One example's enough. But they did that event then just to kind of, you know, maybe show interest, who knows. And, like, Manhunt kind of took a back seat for a while, and it could be because it is one of the most violent games ever. Manhunt 2 even had to be censored because of some of the brutality. And on that note, it came out for the Wii, and doing the Wii motions of killing people, like, that's something new. And I got a modded Wii at the time, so, you know, I got the imported European non-censored version. Good times. Lots of violence. But yeah, could there be interest in a new game in the Manhunt series? And if so, with the way the graphics are nowadays, and granted there's games that are definitely pushing the envelope of violence, that's never an argument here. The only argument of that is that shitty game that came out on PC that I can't even think of the name, which is probably good, they don't need a plug. But it was violence for the sake of violence. There really wasn't any, like, rhyme or reason. Hatred, I think it was called. There's your plug. Hey, good for them. Yeah, that game just, no. So there is ways, like, the first Manhunt had a story, you know, the main character was, like, not doing things by his choice. He was kind of trying to save his ass and then ended up saving members of his family. The second Manhunt had a lot to do with an imaginary character in the head and, you know, some mental illness of sorts, and the guy just wanted to be left alone and he had to kill some people. So I personally would love to see what they could do with the third Manhunt. We've seen a Max Payne 3, we've seen the new Red Dead. So Rockstar, keep hammering out some good games. That will do it for gaming news. But we have a few movie news articles coming up pretty soon. And we're going to start with a vague movie article, and we're kind of going to end in the same way. So let's just dive in. Seen over on Nerdist, it appears that we're getting a new line of Funko Pop figures based on the original Jurassic Park, and one of them is a shirtless Jeff Goldblum. So, Dr. Ian Malcolm, I had to remember his name there. It appears it's going to be a Target exclusive, so definitely snag that one if you like. As you can see, I do have some Funko figures around me. Some over here. That one might have to come into the collection. But there's also going to be some dinosaurs and some others, you know, characters from the series, John Hammond and so on. But come on, shirtless Ian. Let's go. Excuse me. Let's go with that. In other movie news, we got, because you know I like to talk about sharks and shark movies, we got another picture from the set of Meg. Now, this one seems more just like a posed cast shot, but we have a bunch of the cast members. We got Jason Statham, we got the dude from Die Hard, and he's also the father on Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know his name. Maybe I'll put it there. Other people in the shot, but, you know, I just have to point more stuff out about Meg, because I love shark movies, especially ones that might actually be good. Again, Shallow's 47 meters, but yeah, you know, I have to. Anytime there's new shark movie news that's not Sharknado, I have to talk about it. Other movie news, in a world of remakes, sequels, apparently we're getting Clue, and it seems, this is just a concept shot obviously, Ryan Reynolds might be posed to star in it. Now, the original Clue, I really enjoyed that movie. We had Christopher Lloyd. What's his name? The guy who played Pennywise the first time around. I'm drawing a blank so hard. Tim Curry, that's his name. All right. So we had Christopher Lloyd, Tim Curry, other people in it that I can't think of at the moment. But yeah, is there any interest in a new Clue movie with Ryan Reynolds in it? Sure. The original Clue was so good just because, like, we had there were multiple endings, but they all were shown. Like, when Tim Curry's character, the butler, was explaining a lot of it, like, they were going through each ending, and it was enjoyable. So, if it can capture anything of that, and it's not just trying to be some cheap little murder mystery, this might be good. Even though Clue is a murder mystery, I know. You know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean, but yeah. I'm intrigued. Why not? And ending us this week in, well, movie news, video game news, and I guess the transition into the Wrestling 3 count. I don't really know where to go with this, so I guess we'll just dive in. It's being talked, or it's in talks right now, that WWE superstar John Cena might be playing Duke Nukem in an upcoming movie. Now, we know John Cena he is trying to get into the acting career pretty hardcore. He's been in a lot of different movies. He's been wrestling for a long time, and you gotta wonder, it's like, he's still, in good shape. He's had a few surgeries, but how long is he gonna keep going? Because, like, The Rock, he's in good shape, but then again, he's also making millions of dollars now, because he's Mr. Hollywood, except when he comes back and everybody's like, oh, cheers, but that's a different story. I will say, just looking at this concept shot, looking at pictures, John Cena's got kind of that, like, meathead stone face that Duke has, so I could see the look, but, like, I want to see John Cena in the costume. I want him to do, like, a picture on Instagram or whatever he uses, just to see. He's got the money, he can do that. He's one of the higher paid wrestlers. He's been in some good movies. He's been in some bad movies, but then again, so has The Rock. What do you think? John Cena's Duke Nukem? Just, like, how he carries himself in the movie would be the big thing. Like, how Duke has a certain way of talking, and just that 80s action star. Can John Cena carry that the same? I don't know. So, it will be interesting to see. That's definitely... It is just in the talks right now, so it's not like it's official or anything, but... then again, he might win the Royal Rumble, and hey, he's gonna go on, and who knows, but I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll talk about that soon. Maybe we'll add some extra stories in the Wrestling 3 count. Maybe not. But hey, either way, that's coming up next. Yeah, it is. That's right, we're dusting off the old referee shirt, because the Wrestling 3 count is back. I talked about at the beginning of the show that it might have been only a 1 count, but hey, magic, I found more articles, so it is going to be a full-on 3 count, and we're going to dive right in with the return of an old friend. Now, it was a week or so ago, but Seth Rollins had a match against Finn Balor, and we saw the return of the curb stomp. That used to be Seth Rollins' finisher move. It got banned a while back. A lot of people kind of took it as too brutal. As you can see, he's essentially slamming your head into the mat. Now, with this recent lift of it, was it a one-time thing? You would like to maybe think that, except for they really emphasized it. They showed a lot of camera angles. They keep showing it. They even talked about it on commentary. They gave it some new name that I can't think of, or at least they referenced it as something else, but I don't know. Now, the Kingslayer, as we kind of dubbed it, that knee that he did, not the high knee, that one's still good. That should have been it. But that weird, like, I'm going to spin you around, and it had a cool name, but it just didn't have the right look. The pedigree, he never really made it his own. That was always Triple H's thing. But it is nice to see the curb stomp back. Seth Rollins, love him or hate him, he is one of the more technical wrestlers out there, so if anybody can do a move like that safely, I would bet money on him. Either way, the match, him and Finn Balor, it's good. These are like some really talented guys. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, throw AJ Styles in there, and like Shinsuke. That would be an awesome fatal 4-way. But those are some dream matches. Either way, the curb stomp is back. In other wrestling news, now don't take too much into account for this picture. Nothing's been confirmed yet. This is, as we love to say, concept art. But with The Undertaker's recent appearance at the Raw 25th anniversary, it's starting to seem more and more likely that he is going to have at least one more match at this year's WrestleMania. Now, we all know, coming off of last year's WrestleMania, his loss to Roman Reigns being his second defeat ever at WrestleMania, the first one to Brock Lesnar. He put his gloves, his hat, coat, everything down. He walked away in the ramp, and that seemed like a very fitting ending. He could have ended it there. But friends of The Undertaker have even said he's looking in great shape, and if The Undertaker wants a match, he's going to get a match. It's even been said that Mr. Calloway himself there he's in such good with Vince McMahon that really he can do, if he gets final say so, he can choose whatever. Like, this is his yard. Sorry, Roman. Undertaker runs the yard, but a lot of it's starting to point that it might be the dream match, apparently, between him and Cena. People have speculated him and Lesnar. Maybe he wants to avenge his loss. But either way, Undertaker seems like he's got at least one more match still in him, and I don't know. Could be interesting. Finally, to end the 3 count this week, not the most pleasant of news, depending really, but little Enzo Amore here, the current Cruiserweight champion, has been suspended and apparently has now been fired by the WWE after reports of sexual assault from somebody, and he has come out on a statement completely denying it. We want to give him the benefit of the doubt and, due process and so on, but at the same time, WWE doesn't want to be associated with somebody accused of such, and now he has found himself on the odds end. Whether or not he's guilty, that's for a court to decide. I don't know, man. I do not know. But from a business standpoint, I can understand what the WWE did and why. And now we have a little issue of the Cruiserweight title pretty much being vacant, more or less. On the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, this is just me speculating here, I would love to see all the Cruiserweights have an over-the-top rope match. Make it 3 Rumbles. Just like, it can be a Battle Royale. We can have them all in at once. Winner gets the belts, but either way, we won't be hearing from Enzo anytime soon, so, or at least not in the WWE ring.
Can you deal with that?
That has been the Wrestling 3 Count. And with that, that will do it for this episode of the Not So Live feed. I'm going to leave it with a question. But first, obviously do those things that I appreciate. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Spread me like the plague. But I'm going to leave you with a nerdy question that I was asked today as the day I'm filming this by my buddy Mike. Saying, if Jedi are all powerful, why hasn't a Jedi during a lightsaber battle just used the Force to turn the lightsabers on or off? We did see, spoilers, in The Last Jedi, Ren turn the one saber and turn it on, killing Snooky, whatever his name is. But so we proved that you can use the Force to turn a lightsaber on and off. Why hasn't somebody just in battle turned it off real quick? And then, so comment below, see what you think about that. Give me an answer. But we're gonna leave it there. So no reviews, no nothing else. I told you to hit those buttons. Until the next video, I'll see you then. And as you can see, it comes with a statue of Kratos and his son.